Just take a look at the potential damage that a tiny little bird, a woodpecker, can do to your home. Holes everywhere. Where insects can come in, the holes get wider, damage starts happening inside, and you get potential rotted wood. So let me show you how I'm able to fix this as a really easy home DIY repair for an incredibly low price, rather than spending several hundreds of dollars or possibly above $1,000 to get this repaired. I'm going to show you the technique to patch this up and also how to prevent future woodpeckers from coming back. In terms of the products we're using, we have this Gorilla wood filler. These go for around $10 a container, but I had to buy 3 of them due to the damage severity in my home. I also bought this set of plastic putty knives. One that's 1.5 inches, one that's 3 inches, and one that's 6 inches for only $4. It's a perfect low use set that can easily be thrown away later. Now, depending on where you're going to hang the next product, you might need some of these lag thread screw hooks, or possibly just a regular 6 to 8 inch long screw. And this is the product that's going to come at the end that's going to help prevent the woodpeckers from coming back. Or at least, I hope it will. It's $25 for a set of 4 stainless steel bird deterrent wind spinners. Okay, let me show you the first step, and that's the technique on how you're going to fill in all of these holes. The name of the game is patience and doing a small piece at a time. As you'll notice here, what I'm doing is pressing the wood filler into the hole. You don't want to just cover it up at the surface level. You want to pack in the product deep in there. So notice the motion I'm doing. I'm going from top to bottom, pushing inward. And then I'm going to change it up and start going from bottom to top, also pushing inward. In order to make sure I don't cause too much of a mess around the holes, I turn my putty knife perpendicular to the siding and then just scrape off any excess. It's this technique that's going to allow you to get a good fill in there. It's also going to prevent future insects, carpenter bees, or anything else from coming back inside and becoming a food source for the woodpecker and a reason for it to continue coming back. This is essentially the technique that I use for the entire project. I won't show the entire hour of me patching the damaged siding, but only another minute so you can finish observing the technique. Don't worry about it coming out looking perfect at first. Depending on the severity of the damage, and in my home, it's pretty severe, you might need 2 coats of this. So for the first coat, just make sure it's packed in there nice and well, and clean up after yourself so there's no excess all around the siding. And then let it fully dry. Give it probably 24 hours. Come back the next day and apply a second coat. Now, don't do this if it's going to rain the same day. You're going to want to make sure it's going to be dry long enough for this material to fully cure. Of course, you might say, "Oh Adrian, this is making your siding look horrible." Don't worry folks, is it an eyesore? Yes, but this is better than the alternative, which is just to leave it and let it get worse. At some point, we will need to sand the surface and repaint the damaged section or repaint the entire siding. Let's pause. This trap right there is incredibly effective at preventing carpenter bees from coming back. Whenever the carpenter bees make their holes in the siding, they're laying their eggs inside, causing larvae to grow. That is what the woodpecker is trying to get at for food. So, trying to prevent the woodpecker from coming back is one thing, but addressing the root cause is the best thing to do. If you're interested in knowing how to install these traps, clean them out, and see how effective they are, check out the above video here. You definitely want to take a look at that if you've got wood exterior siding. Just take a look. This is exactly what you want to see. Packed in tight. Not too much of a mess in the surrounding area. But you'll notice just how much I had to do in order to patch this up. And again, this is just my first coat. You'll notice some of these holes are not perfectly filled in yet. Not to worry. I'll come back the next day and finish patching them in. You'll notice there are still some gaps in there. We're going to come back and make sure that that looks good afterwards. But let's just appreciate just how much damage this bird did and how much I had to do. It even started attacking the back deck porch. Take a look at this. These are giant chunks of wood just ripped out, all because of that stupid bird. Again, I don't blame it too much. It's only trying to eat and survive, but this can be incredibly expensive to repair. So the best thing to do is to apply treatment in the holes and the wood to prevent insects from getting into your siding. Now that we've got the filler drying, let's go to our actual 3D reflectors. First thing we've got to do is remove the thin wrapper from both sides of each blade. Then you'll notice I'm holding it from the top and rotating it from the center so that it opens up fully. I'm going to do the same thing for the other 3 spheres. Now, the reason this is more effective than, say, a plastic owl that it periodically moves its neck is because birds in general, and woodpeckers specifically, are really hesitant whenever there's a lot of light reflection that it perceives as motion. This product naturally is going to move with any wind, and as it moves, because it's incredibly reflective, it's going to scare off the birds and preventing the woodpecker from coming back. The key here is that this is probably the most cost-effective way of trying to solve the issue, besides finding some old school CDs and making your own. But is it guaranteed to work? Absolutely not. The only absolute guarantee is if you install a net all around your home, and that's going to be the most expensive option, possibly being more than $2,500 depending on how large your home is. So it's up to you to decide what you're willing to try out. But this here is incredibly affordable at around 30 bucks, and it comes in a 4-pack. I'm going to hang all 4 of these right around where we see the most activity and see just how effective it is before we hang more across the rest of the home, including the sides and the front. So here is the final product. After patching things up and hanging a total of 4 of these strands, I hope that this is going to save my wood siding from here on out. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a like and share it with someone who has wood siding in their home. Also, check out my YouTube channel and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future home DIY do-it-yourself repairs, maintenance, and renovation projects that will save you a ton of money. As always, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.